I was walking in front of a crowd. I was walking in front of a crowd. Something you might actually notice. Something you might actually notice. It was a nice idea, but always a tad presumptuous. It was a nice idea, but always a tad presumptuous. It was a nice idea, but always a tad presumptuous. Presumptuous — это у нас самонадеянная, дерзкая, нахальная. Presumptuous. More than 100,000 children still live in state care, many in grim orphanages. More than 100,000 children still live in state care, many in grim orphanages. Orphanages — это приюты, сиротские приюты, детские дома. Orphanage, приют, сиротский дом, детский дом для сирот. Engineering is often defined. Your shirt is undone. Your shirt is undone. Undone — это не сделанный, плохо сделанный, но в этом случае это у нас расстегнутый, рубашка расстегнута. Your shirt is undone. Your shirt is undone. He is pulled up from the pocket crumpled up bills. Он вытащил из кармана скомканные купюры. He is pulled up from the pocket crumpled up bills. He is pulled up from the pocket crumpled up bills. He is pulled up from the pocket crumpled up bills. Sustainable concepts in our society. Sustainable concepts in our society. Sustainable concepts is in our society. Sustainable concepts in our society. Устойчивые концепции в нашем обществе. Устойчивые концепции в нашем обществе. Sustainable concepts in our society. It is an honor for me. It is an honor for me. N, потому что H в начале, honor. It is an honor for me. It is an honor for me. Так говорил Барак Обама. It is an honor for me. Это честь для меня. It is an honor for me. Honor. Х практически не читается. Следующее. Entirely different country. Entirely different country. Абсолютно другая страна. Полностью. Entirely. Полностью. Different. Другая страна. Country. Entirely different country. Entirely different country. Следующее. She could faintly discern the shape of a skull. She could faintly discern the shape of a skull. She could faintly discern the shape of a skull. Она едва ли могла различить формы черепа. She could faintly discern the shape of the skull. Следующее. I just got stuck at that point. I just got stuck at that point. Я просто застрял в этом месте, в этой точке. I just got stuck at that point. Which gets quite evident when you take a look at their achievements. which gets quite evident when you take a look at their achievements. Which gets quite evident when you take a look at their achievements. Quite evident, достаточно очевидно. Это становится which gets quite evident. Which gets quite evident. Это становится достаточно очевидно. То, что становится which. Это часть предложения. Первую часть я, по-моему, туда не вставил. Which gets quite evident. Что становится более очевидно. Quite. Достаточно очевидно. When you take a look. Когда ты взглянешь на их. Take a look. Бросишь взгляд. Можно даже так сказать. When you take a look at their achievements. На их, когда ты бросишь взгляд на их достижения. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Как ты смеешь? How dare you? По-моему, how dare you? How dare you? Dare you? Следующее слово discernible. Discernible. Различимый. Discernible. Discernible. Например, в этом предложении she could faintly discern the shape of a skull. Discernible. Различимый. Различать. Discern. I can discern no difference between the two policies. Между двумя полисами. I can discern no difference. Я не вижу различий между двумя полисами. I can discern no difference. Я могу различить никаких no difference, никаких различий. I can discern no difference between the two policies. I can discern no difference between the two policies. Я не могу найти различий между двух полисов. 17. You might as well do it as he does. You might as well do it as he does. You might as well do it as he does. As he does. As well as he does. You might as well do it as he does. Если быстро. 18. I'm waiting for this moment when I will hit in the advanced level. When I will hit in advanced level. I'm waiting for this moment when I will hit in an advanced level. I'm waiting for this moment when I will hit in an advanced level. When I will hit in an advanced level. I'm waiting for this moment when I will hit there in an advanced level. When I'll hit in an advanced level. When I will hit in an advanced level. I'm waiting for this moment when I will hit in an advanced level. Я жду того момента, когда я достигну продвинутого уровня. 19. I've had my head down focusing on learning. I've had my head down focusing on learning. Я опустил голову, сфокусировавшись на обучении. I've had my head down focusing on learning. I've had my head down focusing on learning. 20. They ain't gonna come knocking on your door. They ain't gonna come knocking on your door. Они не собираются прийти к тебе, постучавшись в твою дверь. Прийти и постучавшись в твою дверь. They ain't gonna come knocking on your door. They ain't gonna come knocking on your door. Они не придут, постучавшись к тебе в двери. 21. I can't get into it. I can't get into it. Can't get into it. Get into it. I can't get into it. Я не могу понять это. Get into it. Я не могу не понять, а я не могу get into it. Проникнуть в это. В смысле что-то понять или зайти куда-то. Тоже может быть такой же смысл. I can get into it. Я не могу проникнуть туда. Get into. 22. Put your attention on sexual arousal. Arousal. По-моему, arousal. Arousal. Это возбуждение. Sexual arousal. Put your attention on sexual arousal. Put your attention on sexual arousal. Обрати внимание. Put your attention. Обрати внимание. Put your attention on sexual arousal. On the sexual arousal. Да, можно поставить, по-моему. On the sexual arousal. Put your attention on the sexual arousal. Sexual arousal. Exciting. Arousal. 23. I have forgotten the value of sharing. I've forgotten the value of sharing. I've forgotten the value of sharing. Я забыл цену, значение of sharing. Share это делиться, sharing это деление, то есть ты делишься с кем-то, чем-то. Share. И разделяешь с кем-то свои, может, знания. Вот. И он забыл ценность разделения этих знаний с кем-то, чтобы поделиться, там, записать какое-то видео на YouTube по поводу знаний. I have forgotten the value of sharing. Он забыл. 24. How many people altogether work in the same organization? How many people altogether work in the same organization? How many people altogether work in the same organization? Altogether. Вообще. В общем. Всего. Altogether. How many people altogether work in the same organization? Уже 13 минут. Так. 24, 25. I'm not altogether sure that I would trust him. I'm not altogether sure that I would trust him. I would trust him. I would. I'm not altogether sure. Я не полностью уверен в том, что смог бы ему доверять. I would trust him. Я бы доверился ему. Focus on the people that matter. Focusing on the people that matter. Так, сосредоточься. Focus on the people that matter. Которые that, ну не знаю, как тут корректно будет. That matter. Что имеет значение. Которые. That. Сфокусируйся на людях, которые имеют значение. They, 27. They passed some people. Они прошли мимо нескольких людей, некоторых каких-то людей. Some people. They passed some people. They passed some people. I feel kind of reluctance. 28. I feel kind of reluctance. I feel kind of reluctance. Я чувствую какое-то нежелание. I feel kind of reluctance. Нехотение, нежелание. Reluctance. I feel kind of reluctance. Today we will be looking at triple dot. Today we will be looking at. Сегодня мы посмотрим на. Today we will be looking at. Сегодня мы посмотрим на. Today we will be looking at. Now is a good 30. Now is a good a time as any. 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 As any. Now is a good a time as any. Сегодня такое же время хорошее, как и всегда. But in spite of all his efforts. But in spite of all his efforts. But in spite. Но вопреки всех его усилий. of all his efforts. But in spite of all his efforts. But in spite of all his efforts. Несмотря на, вопреки, but in spite. But in spite. But in spite of all his efforts. But in spite of all his efforts. All his efforts. Do you know what is called? 32. Do you know what it is called? Do you know what is it called? Do you know what is it called? Do you know what is it called? What it is called? Do you know what is called? Ты знаешь, как это называется? Do you know what is called? What it is called? It's called. Do you know what is called? Так, 18 минут. Ну все, пока хватит. 32 строка. Do you know what it is called? Do you know what it's called?